This is Daniel Anwar with the explanation of the code for assignment 13 SQLite menu. So the first thing you do is import the SQLite 3 library, which we've done here. And then after that, you would create the database within the SQLite library. Here we've connected to the demo database for SQLite 3. After doing that, you would create the cursor, which is your main navigational tool that is then used to navigate the said demo database within the SQLite 3 library. After that, you would use said cursor to create a table. So the first thing you do would use the drop table command um, to delete any existing tables with the name assignments. Um, so yeah, and then after that, you would then use the create table assignments command in order to create an assignments table, which will be your brand new table that would then have all the data sorted within it. Here, after doing all of that, you would then have your function definitions. We have three, which are as print assignments, create assignments, and delete assignment by title. We also have export assignments to file. Actually, it's four. Yeah. Uh, export assignment to file. So the print assignment function here, you would connect the cursor uh, in order to create the print function, and then you would execute the SQL query using the execute method. Um, and yeah, which would then allow us to select the title and select the descriptions from within the assignments table that we created here. Um, that we created here. So yeah, and then you would then have the have it be created in rows. So yeah, which would be right here for row and cursor. And then you would close the cursor connection uh, to the print assignments function, and then that would create that whole function right there, which would allow us to select the title and description. And then over here you would have create assignment, which will enable you to create uh, a text row within the table. And then you have the title of that assignment and the description of that assignment over here, uh, which you can input using the input command, which stays right there. And then you would create the cursor again, and then you would execute the SQL statement using an insert function, which would then have the title and description within that thing there, within the row uh, over there. And then you would commit these changes, which is basically saving the changes to the table and the database itself, and then you would close the cursor object after doing so. And then over here, you would have the delete assignments by title, where if you were to input the title, it would delete that whole row of assignments that you've done. Um, so in order to do that, you'd have the input function, enter the assignment to delete um, the statement here, and then you would you would create a cursor from the connection, and then you would execute the SQL statement that says delete from that row, and then you would commit those changes again, and you would close the cursor once more in order to save those changes to the database and the table where it's at. and then export assignment to file. It would then export this function here would export the entire table as a text file that you can then open up and check to see if any corrections need to be made, or any changes need to be made to that assignment within that table. um so same process here. You use the execute command to execute, and you use the execute command and the SQL select query in order to get the description and title in place. And yeah, and then this is the menu options that we've created in order to simplify things even further. So if you run the program, you would have this menu, which is then being created by these lines of code here, where these lines of code here is basically, if you select one, it will create an assignment. If you select two, it will delete an assignment, and so on and so forth. So if we do end up uh, entering one, it would then say enter an assignment title, which we can use task one for, and then it would be enter an assignment description, which we can then have that be code, and then it would, and then in order to see if that's being created by entering all the information above, you can then you can then enter 3, and it would then show up. And as you can see here, it's been created as task 1, which is our title, and code, which is our description. And then if you want to delete this, you then press or enter 2, and then it says, uh, assignment title to delete, which you can then have that as task 1 because that's what we entered up there. And you can see here that assignment has been successfully deleted. And then if you want to create another assignment, you can then have that as well. So if you enter 1 again, say task 2, right? And then description would be code 2, right? And then if you were to export code 2 and the title task 1, you would then have to enter 4, and there we go. Right here, it then has this file here. It's a text file that has our task 2 code 2 printed in the row 1, and then we can just keep going and creating more assignments from this menu over here. And then if we enter 5, it quits, and that's about it. So thank you.